strike. So it's been a good start for Luke, the new batsman. He's really switched on. It's good to see.
It's pretty important that he keeps Basisto on strike. For a bowl from Manenti. It's quicker, jammed in Yorker length. Just at the last minute, jammed it down. With more flight on it. Just works it to the leg side, then goes his own fielding. Ends the over, end of the 10th.
Yeah, 32 at the halfway point, Adelaide Uni. So just the 5 runs off that over, a wicket. And some pretty good cricket from Sydney. Taken there by the skipper, Daniel Smith. For those of you that are thinking, is that the Daniel Smith that got 179 for New South Wales back in 12-13 North Sydney against Victoria? That is the man. So he's here running the show for Sydney. Of course, often in the past known as Balmain. And Ben Mitchell's going to finish his over. So maybe that wicket that fell has just kept him on. He's going to bowl to the batsman who's been in for a while, Will Basisto. He's done for 1 off 35. Keeper just coming up the stumps with the helmet on. So halfway point, 3 for 82. The final of the Fox Cricket National Premier T20 Championships. So Mitchell, 4th over for him, starts the full bunger, and it's not a bad ball in the end. And they get to run the ball in straight to AJ Mosca there at mid-wicket on the circle. And he's got a 50% strike right now with the field. He didn't hit the stumps with his throw as that one finds its way down to long on, and they get a single. So another run there for Basisto up to 42. 3 for 83 here in the 11th. And a better start for Mitchell in this over.
They're going at 10, so he is going to want to really finish this one without any damage at all, basically. He's going to bowl him out.
Around the wicket, left armour. Down the leg side, appeal for stumping. He didn't look like he lifted his back foot at all, did young Cooper Luke. And the umpire duly signalling it wide. Yeah, good bit of work there by McClintock. Pretty handy with the gloves, handy with the bat as well. Striking at 164 in this competition over the 2 days with the bat, just shy of 100 runs. 41 earlier today, the keeper, off 22 against Lindisfarne. And a very tidy bit of work there behind the stumps. The umpire just having to fix things up.
Good, we've got the Zing bars out here this year for the tournament.
Great expense to the management. 3 for 84 in the 11th over. Oh, it's slower. Nicely bowled. Oh, good effort in the field too by the bowler. Did well, the big man. Got across to it quickly. Could have easily been a single down the long off, but he got across and knocked it down. Did well.
Been pretty impressive so far in the field.
Pretty steady, yeah. Yeah, well, direct hit, run out. Does some good work. Quicker one, and he won't get a run there. Daniel Smith in the way. So just varying his pace nicely here, trying to get through this 4th and final over without too many hassles. The left arm orthodox. And he clips that nicely out to deep square leg, does Cooper Luke, and they get a run. So these last 2 overs have been pretty good for Sydney. The last over, the 10th, was a wicket taking over, only went for 5, and so far only 3 in this over. 3 for 85, 11th over. Last ball coming up today for Mitchell. And they'll get a quick single. Good running. Good sharp fielding there by Ryan Felch. We've seen him in the action in the field a little bit so far today. So that ends the spell for Mitchell. 3 overs for 32. His last only went for 4. So he's up going for 9 and over. 4 overs, none for 30. Plenty of bowling options left too for Sydney. Glendenning's got 3 left. Bills has got 3. Felch has got a couple. Ben Manenti's got a couple, and Harry Manenti's got at least 3. So just 9 overs to go. Plenty of options for the Sydney boys with their bowling options.
He's worked it pretty well, the skipper, in regards to say options, depending on who does or does well. Phil so far has been the man who's been his go-to man for some success. It'll be on this occasion.
We changed the bowler. Nick Bills, who bowled the third over the innings, went for 12. He's going to change ends. It's comfy. We call it the Glover Avenue end, I suppose, which leads on to Henley Beach Road, which heads down towards the airport. Plenty of bandaging on his left arm there.
They haven't officially named these ends, have they?
Well, we can do that.
Yes.
Pickles, that's we're here. Ownership's 9/10 of the law, mate. So
officially the Glover end.
let's call it the Glover Avenue end until someone comes up with something better. So here we go. Some pace from Bills. 3 for 86, Adelaide Uni. And it's going to be Bazisto on strike. And he gets a short one, and that is punished. Back with a point for 4. Beautifully struck. Will Bazisto moves to 47. And a good start to the over for Adelaide Uni.
Yeah, it makes it hard now for Bills. He's got 5 balls that he's got to really be tight on. Can't afford to give any width. Can't afford to drop short.
You have to call on all his experience here. He's had a good year in first grade, 34 wickets. He's 28 years of age, so he's been around a while. And that one's just defended.
It's probably in about maybe 2 to 3 overs time. It's going to be go time for Adelaide Uni. They'll put their foot on the pedal, and if Bazisto's still out there, you'll see some fireworks.
Also played a couple of first-class games for New South Wales, one for CA11. Also a game of BBL. That one's punished out through forward square leg, and if it reaches the rope, it'll be his 50, and it is. A fine shot there from Will Bazisto. Brings up the half century. Nicely played. 41 balls, 6 fours. As Adelaide University moved to 3 for 94 and to 12.
Yeah, big innings in a final. Was there for the very first ball, and gone through a couple of partners and involved in the run out. Has been good enough to keep his head, batted superbly, and now the rock in the innings.
Yeah, that was a fine shot. Bills in once again. Nicely worked out through square leg. Should be 2 out there, and we'll run back comfortably. Coming in out from the deep there from Glendenning. We saw bowl the second over with trouble with some swing earlier. That was nicely played by Will Bazisto. He needs to go on the job here. He's got 53 now. And with 8 overs and a bit to go, get that through. That'll help Uni on their way to a big score. Short, a little bit of off speed there, out through backward point, fielding down there. AJ Mosca had a good day in the field, and another pretty sharp throw in there too. So 2 more for Bazisto. You went the wrong way there, Bubbles. Go that way. There you go, old man.
Trap the young players.
It can be, yeah.
Apologies to the viewers.
It's all right.
Hope you're enjoying the call and the coverage.
So mid-off's coming up, or long-off's coming up. Long-on going back slightly. So last ball of the 12th. Short again. And could be a couple there. And they'll rush back. So a pretty good over there for Adelaide University. A couple of 4s, 3 2s. And it's pretty steady stuff here at the moment. 100 up in 12 overs for Adelaide University, 3 down. And they've been well pleased with 8 overs to go.
Yeah, so they're rocketing along. What Sydney have been able to do, had good intervals to take wickets when it looks like a real big part is about to get going and build. We're going to need to do that now because Pippaluke's come out. He's only for 4 balls, but he's looked composed. He's out there at the moment with Will Bazisto. 50 off 41 and 50 coming in that over. He's included shots all around the ground, hitting boundaries, running, putting pressure on the field. Has never really allowed anyone to get on top of him with the ball. And he's giving Daniel Smith some attacks.
So Harry Manenti back into the attack to bowl over number 13. Long discussion there with his captain, Daniel Smith. He's going to bowl to Cooper Luke, who had no strike in the last over, 2 off of 4 so far. So his job at the moment is just to feed the strike to Basisto, one would think.
Seems as though he's been out there for a lot longer than that.
Well, he has been out there for 2 and a bit overs, but just has a neat strike as he faces up. And he's beaten outside the off stump. Nice start to the over by Harry Manenti. Glad to all the people watching on YouTube this afternoon. I think we're up around the 500 viewer mark, which is really good. If you want to share us, just get on there on social media. I don't know how to do it, but just go thumbs up, Pickles, on the old YouTube channel. So we've got 3 thumbs up. And that's well hit down towards long on. The catch is well held down there, and the 4th wicket falls for Sydney. They grab another one, and it's Cooper Luke on his way for 2, and Adelaide Uni now 4 for 100 in the 14th.
Yeah, again, they take that wicket when they need to. Not letting any partnership field of any length. But the man they really want to take is still out there. They'll be happy, Uni be happy for the players to come in now. Have Basisto stay out there, play the way he's playing, and with only the 8 overs to go, they can afford to throw the bat around and come up with some overs, even if it costs a wicket or 2. See on the replay, it was a good catch. It was hit straight to him, but just sort of dropped real late.
And you've got to still hang on to them. It was firmly struck by Cooper Luke down there, and the bat coming in is Cameron Valja. So he's had a couple of decent hits in this competition. 16 off 18 late yesterday against Fremantle, 29 off 13 against the Monash Tigers. So he's got his runs at a pretty good rate, and he'll be just keep things moving along. The bat's been crossed, so Basisto will be on strike, and that won't upset the University at all with Will Basisto, 57 off 43, about to face Harry Manenti. They've just got to be a bit careful here, Uni. They don't want to go too hard too soon with 4 wickets down. If they can just bat sensibly, pick up the 1s and 2s the next 3 or 4 overs, get to that 16 over mark, still 4 down, and really push hard, get up to 180. They don't want to go too hard too soon here. It's just they're just not quite ready.
That's the mark you'd be aiming for, 16 over.
I think you want to be still 4 down with 4 to go. I don't think you need to go too silly. Don't want to put too much pressure on the middle and lower order. And that's nicely played to cover. Yeah, I just think you don't want to get too greedy in these situations. Don't want to be saying, let's just keep powering and trying to get 10 and over. Just keep ticking along nicely, get up around the 170 mark, and then you've got something to bowl to. If you look at the scores Sydney have made, 9 for 170, 6 for 185, 8 for 154. They know how to make runs, but in a final, 170 on the 175 would be a very, very good score, I would have thought. And it's Harry Manenti bowls full this time. And they should get a couple. It's hit just to the left of the fielder at cover. In fact, it's gone all the way. So a good shot, beautifully timed there by Will Basisto. And another boundary set towards the leg side, another run. So 66 off 45, I think he's got now. So that's a good performance there. And he keeps the strike. So after 13 overs, 4 for 109. Adelaide University going along very nicely. They won the toss, so they made it 4 from 4 in terms of batting first in this competition. And as you said in the preamble, Pickles, Sydney going to have to work it out of chase here because they've batted first in their 3 games so far.
Yeah, that's right. They have, other than their last game, some of the sides that they've played have made some runs against them. 147 Monash and 157 Desert Blaze, 159 rather. So they have leaked some runs, but they certainly have made some. So making runs isn't going to be an issue for them. Whether or not they can chase down a big score that Uni pile on, or are they going to whip out a few wickets and bring this total that at the moment looks to be going at probably, I think, 180 to much less than that.
10 and over here will get them to 179, so that's around what you're saying as Ben Menenti takes up the attack once more. And that one's worked nicely by Zisto out towards the man in the deep on the leg side there. But no, that would be a pretty good score in a final, 179, I think. So, what's he bring to the table for Adelaide University? First grade 100 this year, again Elgin One Day Cup. And he runs right through the season as he's beaten outside the off stump on that occasion. He's got the black gloves on too, if I look at it. Pickles, that's going back to the World Series 79-80 standard.
He's of Sunraysia Hill.
Was driven, well fielded too by Ben Menenti off his own bowling. Nicely done. Yeah, that reminds you of the 79-80 World Series where they had the white balls and they still played in the white clothing. And they had the coloured pads, the coloured gloves. I am that old as that one's driven up towards long off. That's nicely struck by Valja. So a single for Cameron Valja, who's just saying he scores 10 off 17 against Western Districts, team from ACT, 16 off 18 versus Freo, and Monash Tigers 29 off 13, yet to be dismissed in the tournament. So 3 red inkers so far. Ben Menenti bowls again, and you get a run to the leg side. So good over this so from Ben Menenti, 3 singles and a couple of dots.
Yeah, those black gloves you're talking about, well, they weren't very thick either. They were just about the gardening jobs.
Right, ball the over. And bowled him, knocked him over, middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112. Nicely bowled there by Ben Menenti. Picks up his second. And dare I say it, Adelaide Uni in a little bit of trouble here, 5 for 112.
Yeah, might have got a bit greedy. Talking about going early. Played right across the top of that right around it with Adela. Went through him, was pitching middle, hit middle, trying to whip it through mid-wicket, missed the lock. Another timely wicket for Sydney.
Absolutely, and the pressure really on Will Bazisto now. 68 on the board for him, and his new batsman to join him is young Kyle Brazel. So we'll see what he's got to offer for his team this season.
It certainly changes the way that he has to play now with Bazisto.
Well, I think Brazel's just got to feed the strike, and Bazisto's got to be a little bit careful here. Just got to make sure that they get through these next few overs, get the score up around the 130 mark, probably with 4 overs to go, and just not go too hard. He's going to strike Brazel. That was the end of Menenti's very, very good over. 3 singles, couple dots and a wicket ball. And Glendenning's going to be back into the attack with the Dennis headband. He's opening over. Had a bit of trouble landing it on the cut portion. Some wides. So maybe with the ball a little bit older, he'll be a little bit more content with the situation.
If you weren't here for the first over, it was alternating side to side.
Ball up the ball, wasn't it?
Yes.
So over number 15, Adelaide University 5 for 112. Will Bazisto 68 from 47. He's on strike. Glendenning's involved around the wicket, and that is well wide, and he's got the same problem again by the looks of the young man, and not a good start.
Maybe he's not a great starter.
I think that's clear, Pickles, at this stage, isn't he, the poor lad? Just can't land it where he needs to.
Probably Dan Smith may be bowling a couple in a row.
See if he's on the leg side this time. No, that's a better ball. That's nicely smacked out through cover. Will it be another 4? Yes, it will. So that's the third 4 he's hit in that region in the last 2 overs batting at this end. And he's really carrying Adelaide Uni along here. So really a one-man band at the moment as he moves up to 72.
An absolute hot spot for Wilbur Zisto. They keep feeding it. Full and wide outside off stump. The man at cover is really can't do anything in there. It's blasted past him before anything can happen.
Slightly off speed on that occasion. Just get the single Willie. I'll rush back for a second. That's good running. Wasn't much that Nick Govers could do there. Got to the ball quickly, but it was always 2 for the gap. More runs for Zisto, who's got well and truly more than half of this total so far. 74 out of the 5 for 119.
No real major partnerships either. There's 31 to open it up.
Nicely played down the ground on the run. In fact, 2. It's going to be good running there by young Brazel. Come to the second. So farming the strike quite well here at the moment. .76. If you can bat through here, you can get 100. And they'll need him to, I think, Uni at the moment. Just keep that strike. He's got the next 50 balls so far. Keeper and captain just having a discussion there on the leg side. So Glendenning halfway through his second over. And that's a thickish inside edge. And they're looking at 2 once again, but the fielder's onto it very, very quickly. Good work down there at long on. Sharp work there by Ben Manenti. And he's just into a single.
The other than Zisto's 73, scores of 12, 9, 12, 2 and 1. It's pretty sorry scorebook. It stands out like a beacon. It's the 77 from Wilbur Zisto.
Brazel on strike here, and his partner Zisto just having a word to him. The youngster, he's pretty much just got to get a single here. Doesn't have to do anything too silly. 2 balls to go in the 15th over. So Adelaide Uni 5 for 122. And that's nicely played by the young left-hander out to Daniel Smith at cover. Off the mark straight away. And it's been a good over for the Blacks. 11 runs they've scored. And 1 ball to go, the 15th.
And you would think that Zisto will be looking just to dab and run and retain the strike.
High ball, punched out the cover, they'll get a single. Unnecessary throw there, but 12 from it. So 5 overs to go, 5 for 124. Zisto, the real backbone of the sitting, 78 from 52 deliveries. And the batsman out so far in the innings. Daniel Kerber was out for 12, that happened in the 4th over. Sam Kerber was brilliantly thrown out there by AJ Mosca in the deep for 9. Ben Wakeem out for 12. And then we had Cooper Luke out for a couple. And Cameron Bowger out for just one. Full story of the first innings so far there, 524. Pickles going to pick up the ball by ball for the last 5 overs. And he's going to have Ben Manenti, who's done a very good job so far, 2 for 14 off 3 overs to bowl his 4th and final over.
Yeah, Smith making sure he gets all of his messages to his bowlers before they start. Certainly in this back half of this innings, he's been over there having a chat to them, making sure they know the plan. Just swats it awkwardly down the ground to long on. Half drive, half sweep. But gets himself 1, brings Brazel on strike.
Yeah, very effective. And Brad's got to find a way here to keep the score ticking. I'd actually bring in an extra man if I was Dan Smith. He's not going to. And then he comes in.
Bradley turns that one around the corner to deep square. Half a second, Bradley thought about coming back, but I think Basisto was only ever going to run the one.
He went early with the option to a lap sweep there, to pulled out in the last minute. Still managed to get the back down quick enough to just get contact and get a single, which was good.
Down the ground goes Basisto. Looks it through mid-wicket. This time they're going to look for two, take it and get home easily.
Yeah, keeping the strike once again. Moves up to 81 on 54 deliveries. He's on track to get 100 here if he can get enough strike in these last 4 and a bit overs.
No awkward drive down the ground. This one to long off. But they all count. Certainly in a final. No second chances. He's played a Herculean inning so far, 82 in it.
Brazil in strike. Needs to keep pushing the strikes. More experienced partner.
It's a good looking shot, but goes straight to the man at the short cover.
So last ball coming up here for Ben Minetti. He's done a good job today.
So this time he just punches to that man rather than striking it. Gets himself a one. Ends the over. 5 for 130 with 4 to go.
And a great set of 4 overs there. Minetti 4 overs 2 for 20. Did a very, very good job. And they came in the 8th over. Gave up 6 in that first over. Picked up a wicket in his second, that of Ben Wakim. And then his last couple have been very, very tidy. So a good, strong performance for him. No boundaries off his 4 overs. So good job for Sydney as we head into the last 4 overs of the game. These figures there top of the screen. Economy of 5 and over, which is very good in this format of the game. And of course earlier today, Indusvan 2 for 10 off 4 overs. So he's had a very good day with the ball.
So is this man who's back in the attack. He's going to bowl his last 2, bowl the last over of the innings as well. Felsh is been used sparingly throughout the innings. Brazil wanted the one to get Basisto on the strike, but a bit too much bat on it. He came into the attack when they needed the wicket. They needed that first one. He got it. And he was ripped out of the attack and then brought back in next time. He bowled 2 really good overs. Just 8 from them. So this time gets one that he likes, punches it down the ground, gets himself off strike, and Basisto back down the danger. ground
He did. I was there the day. He hit the sign straight back down the ground. Got him probably 40, 50 grand. I'm sure he shared it with his teammates. He's that kind of bloke.
4-1 from Phil. Probably his worst ball of the day. Still doesn't cost him any other damage other than one. He's got one ball to go in his third over. He's gone for 10 so far. Wouldn't you love about 3 of him out there?
So good over this from Felsh, as you said earlier, because his first couple overs pretty tidy, 1 for 8. Basisto's just got to keep the strike here.
Takes it to the around the corner, gets the 1, does keep the strike. So he'll be there with 3 overs to go, 18 balls. The score is 133. He's got 84 of them. And you think somewhere in the back of his mind he might be thinking about 100.
Well, if he gets 100, they're going to get 150. They probably want a few more than that. And just a word on Ryan Phelps too. 3 overs, 1 for 12. No boundaries off his bowling so far. So Sydney will be looking to finish off here, try and keep Adelaide University to under 160. And that will be a bare minimum, I would have thought, for the batting side here. They just need to push on a little bit past that. Alex Glendenning's going to have a bowl from the Glover end, or the southern end. So he's had 2 overs so far today, which have been a little bit on the expensive side, none for 20. So he's going to bowl the 18th, possibly the 20th. I think Felsh would probably bowl the 19th over.
You can see the scorecard there at the top of it. Just say not out, 84. He's on strike. And down leg side. Off pace. He wanted a bit more on that. He could have beaten the man inside the circle. It was 4 on offer, but didn't get on what he wanted. You can see when they're on strikers, they're just rehearsing the shot.
So Laurie Colliver and Adrian Pickles here in commentary. If you've just joined us, Adelaide Uni won the toss. Decided to bat in this final. They've won, both teams have won all 3 games, but both teams have also batted first in each of their matches that they've won. So the Sydney boys are going to have to find a way to chase these runs down, whatever the target may be. But Uni 4 for 4 batting first. They're not going to get anywhere near that 5 for 221 they made against the Monash Tigers earlier today. Glendenning's in again.
That one's full. Brackett almost runs into Basisto. It's not the first time we've seen that. The first time was the end result was a run out.
Well,
he won for the coaching staff to work on.
I reckon as a left-hander you probably should run down the offside of the pitch there. Your nonsense obviously committed, he has to run down the leg side of the pitch. Just something for young Cole Brassel to perhaps work on there. Don't want any repeats. Well, let Mark Ward at the SCG back in '96 when they ran into each other.
That one off speed, that's dragged down and smashed the boundary for 4. Absolute gift.
Plenty of power there from Basisto, because he smashed that. It was almost as if he knew he was going to get a slow ball there. He was in a position very, very quickly. And Glendenning bowling around the wicket. That slow ball's got to be spot on. Another nice angle of it there. And with 89, so 11 to get that 100 and to get Adelaide University up around the 160 mark.
On full and wide, blast that one out. The point boundary, moved himself to 90. In an outstanding innings.
Hit it very hard too. Ryan Felsh was across very quickly. He had a good day with the ball. Moved quickly to stop that one. The arm either side of the man at deep extra cover, that would have been 4. Into the 90s now. 2 balls left in this over. Glendenning's got to finish well here. A great day with the ball. And he's just got to find a way to wicket or just tie Brassel down here these last couple of balls.
Again he goes to the off-speed ball. It's a full one. Slipping over there is Felsh on the right. Doesn't cost him any damage. His change-ups for Glendenning he's not coming out for him quite right today. He's not going to be a grand final. He's going to want to remember too much as well as he's bowled for this whole tournament. Been excellent so far. Just haven't come out for him today. Slight change with the field out on the leg side, pushing those deep men on the square rope. That one's full and wide and gets past the bat. It's well bowled, the length.
Yeah.
Crease ends the over.
Yeah, good finish there. It was saw him up there on the thing. It's Adelaide RIE boys, but that's all right, no dramas. 90-1, so a good effort there, and a good finish by Glendenning there, because it was full and wide and could have easily been chopped away, but the dot ball and a good finish to the over there from Glendenning, who has had a little bit of trouble today. As we've mentioned, it's going to be Ron Phil to bowl the last over. So, well, his last over, the 19. It's 1-2 on the board, so you'd think they'd want to get to 162 off at least, or 20 off at least the last two. And Phil showing a bit of a discussion there with his captain at the far end, Daniel Smith.
This will leave either Glendenning ready to bowl the last.
Well, there's Bills as well. He's only bowled 2, but he's been very expensive. 2 overs for 26, so you might be right there. They might just, based on that last delivery, which was a pretty good one, give it to Glendenning.
Well played from Brazil. Even this late in the innings, just happy to get Bazisto on strike, which is what he needs to do. Man who is on strike at the moment now, 90.
Well, he can go now. 2 overs to go. You've got to go here. Don't worry about the 100. That'll take care of itself. And he's bowling. He's facing a bowler who's not given up a boundary so far today, so he's got to weigh that situation up. Fine leg is up. They got it right now, boys. Well done back there. A lower quick correction. Very good. And it is in fact Nick Bill's bowling. So he'll bowl this 19th over, and they'll save Phil for the last.
Bazisto has lapped that one over the top. Might get all the way to the rope just in front of us here in the commentary box. Great bit of fielding from Mitchell. You'll see that. Dragged it back in. They got back to 3. For a second there, I thought that was airborne enough that he was going to be able to run back with it and take the catch, but he got enough on it. Well played.
Yeah, it was well played, and he went early, didn't he? And got a lot of bat on that. As you say, Ben Mitchell, who sorted his 4 overs for 36 pretty well and saved that extra run, which is pretty handy because it's got Brazil back on strike. And 3 today. Might have been the first one, I reckon.
So Brazil gets a good York, it digs it out though. Rockets back into the foot of Bills. Beautifully bowled at this time of the innings.
Yeah, we got the big size 14s onto that one.
It would be large.
Shrugged it off pretty well, straight back to the mark to contemplate his next delivery. And well, he's had a bit of an expensive day. Went for a couple of boundaries in his first over, went for a dozen, and then Bazisto got stuck into him in the 12 for 14. So 3 balls to go in his day.
Steps again.
Wide.
And drags it wide. Almost signalled it himself. He'll be careful.
Well, the batsman went across there as well, and fraction of debate. Was actually, well, perhaps he might have been a fraction unlucky. Bazisto there doing a little bit of umpiring himself. Not sure if he needs to tell umpire what to do there, but of course if you do move across the crease, the one line does move. So I think the umpire's aware of that.
Bill's top of his mark. Bazisto gets a massive chunk of that. Goes over the top of Cow. Seen a couple, that's probably the biggest of. Goes from 93 to 99 in one hit.
First time he's cleared the ropes today. Moves to 99, and that was a brilliant bit of batting there. Got right underneath it. Powered it over the boundary towards the northwestern corner. And got deep in the crease, hit it with a lot of power, and that's very, very well done. So we've got 8 balls left, and he should get the 100, and hopefully from Adelaide University, he's put a few more on top, get him up around the 175 mark.
154, that score now. And no doubt everyone's eyes on the man on strike at the moment, 99 or 63. Gets one dragged down, he swats it. That's the one. He wants, that's the 100 he gets back. For the second, 101 he is in a grand final. Fantastic innings. Brazel can't wait to get down the other end to help him out.
Fine performance there from Will Basisto. Dropped from the redback side to play in the Shield game against Victoria starting on Friday, and he's bounced back brilliantly with a fine performance. He's carrying Adelaide University in this final, and an outstanding effort. 101 from 64 deliveries. 10 fours and 1 6. As we have a look again at the shot that brings up the boundary, and now he's just got to get a single at least off this last ball to have strike for the last over.
He swats that one down the ground. Well, there might have been a catch on, but picked up on the bounce. Going to get back to 2. He won't have strike. But he's been pretty good so far. He get off strike, but he's only got 5 balls or 6 balls to play with. In that over, include the massive 6. Will Basisto brought up his 100.
And Bevanini doing a good job down there on the rope. Had to move quickly to his left to prevent the boundary, and it's going to be, interestingly, young Glenn Dennings in a bowl the last over. I thought we might have given it to Ryan Felch. He's bowled very well so far. Overs 1 for 12. Young Alex Glenn Denning, 25 years of age, going to get the headband on and buckle up for the last over. And, well, 5 for 158. There's the scorecard. 103 off 65. He has dominated this innings, and their specs scores are 12. So what's the last over?
Brazel gets on the march. Swing rates himself. Lost all shape. Denning gets that one through to the keeper. Good start to the over.
Basisto, some details. 50 up off 38 deliveries. Second 50 off 26. He's going at a very good clip in this innings, and he needs to get down that end. I'd almost suggest they'll try and run a bye here, just to, if there's no contact. He needs to face at least 3 or 4 of these last 4 deliveries of the Adelaide Uni innings.
He's going to get down there. Brazel, he's done for time, has punched that one to cover, and hampered through. Looks to be running a little bit hindered to me.
Who's that, Biggles?
Brazel, as though he may be not striding out. As he ran down to celebrate with Basisto for the ton.
If anyone would be having a muscle strain, you'd think it was Will Basisto. It's not easy swinging hard for 65 balls. He's got the strike back, and the field being set mid-off. He's going to come up from long off. AJ Mosca, and bowler's happy with the field. So 4 inside the circle on the offside, and plenty of them back on the leg side.
He'd be eyeballing 170. It's a big hitting. First one's wide and slap square. The sweeper out there. Felch, but I thought it might have been bowling this last over. It's so far been a good one, Denning.
Yeah, he's done a good job, the young fella. Dot 1-1. Well supported in the field there by Felch, as you said, and well, Brazel's job here. He's probably got to go here. 3 balls to go. They're on 160. They want to get up to 170. Brazel all singles so far in his 10 of 14 deliveries. So let's see if he's got any power here, the young man.
Looked as though he was ready to launch, but again, Glenn Denning got one through to the keeper.
Well, slower ball, and he just set himself up to power out of the leg side, and not sure what he did there in the end. It's a great result for Sydney. A dot ball. And well taken there in the end. It kept a little bit on the low side from McClintock. It was full. Might hit the foot mark down the far end. This has been good from Glenn Denning. Just 2 runs, 2 dots, 2 balls to go in this over.
Again, he goes slow. And Brazel, another one to those scores.
Now, can Basisto finish off here? A 6 will get Adelaide Uni up to 167, which I reckon is probably par. And Sydney University had them 3 for 82 at halfway, so they haven't quite doubled their score since halfway. So in some ways, Sydney will be reasonably happy with that. Last ball coming up.
Glendinning, if you tight him, he's going to end up with number 30 off his 4 after the way he started. His 4 straight. Well, that's a great last over. Good Yorker to finish. Jammed him up, but couldn't break through Will Basisto. He made 105, an outstanding effort. He was out there with Brazel. Together they finished up being 5 for 162, and that was the final score. Laurie, is that going to be enough?
We'll wait and see as the Sydney boys congratulate Will Basisto on his fine performance. 10 fours and a 6 as the players come off for the change of innings. Let's have a look at the batting card if we can for Adelaide University. And apart from the innings of Basisto, not a lot to get really excited about. Dan Kerber out for 12, Sam Kerber out for 9, Ben McKean, the skipper, out for 12, and a couple of small scores there before Kyle Brazel made 11. And that 5th wicket, or in fact the 6th wicket partnership, 50 off the last 6 overs. And as far as the bowling figures are concerned, Mitchell, he started proceedings with his slow left armers. We saw Glendinning start and finish the innings with the ball. Nick Bills was expensive, 3 overs for 42. And Ryan Felsh, I thought he might have got through 4 overs, 3 overs, 1 for 12. And Ben Manetti also doing a great job for Sydney with 2 for 20 off 4. So victory target of 163 for Sydney. We'll take a break and we'll be back for the second half of this Fox Cricket NPT20 Championship final live from Karen Rolton Oval in Adelaide. With his spinners, and Daniel Smith, you may remember, who captains this side, made 179 not out at North Sydney Oval back in the season of 12-13 against league with his spinners. And Daniel Smith, you may remember, who captains this league with his spinners, and Daniel Smith of 170, 68 earlier today. Faces up, that's well flighted, driven over cover, fine looking shot. First boundary of the final out towards the northwest of 170. 68 earlier today. Faces up, that's well flighted, driven over cover, fine looking shot. First boundary of the final out towards the northwest of 170. 68 earlier today. Faces up, that's well flighted, driven over cover, fine looking shot. First boundary of the final out towards the northwest of 170. 68 earlier today. Faces up, that's well flighted, driven over cover, fine looking shot. First boundary of the final out towards the northwest. So he's got to do something here. Here's the next delivery, and that is up over wide mid-on, and that will be another boundary to Daniel Kerber. And so he's got to do something here. Here's the next delivery, and that is up over wide mid-on, and that will be another boundary to Daniel Kerber. And so he's got to do something here. Here's the next delivery, and that is up over wide mid-on, and that will be another boundary to Daniel Kerber. And so he's got to do something here. Here's the next delivery, and that is up over wide mid-on, and that will be another boundary to Daniel Kerber. And Basisto, 1 off 7 so far. Basisto struggling to get the ball into the gaps, goes down the wicket. That's a fine shot back over the bowler's head down to the rope for 4. So Basisto joined. Basisto, 1 off 7 so far. Basisto struggling to get the ball into the gaps, goes down the wicket. That's a fine shot back over the bowler's head down to the rope for 4. So Basisto joined. Basisto, 1 off 7 so far. Basisto struggling to get the ball into the gaps, goes down the wicket. That's a fine shot back over the bowler's head down to the rope for 4. So Basisto joined. Basisto, 1 off 7 so far. Basisto struggling to get the ball into the gaps, goes down the wicket. That's a fine shot back over the bowler's head down to the rope for 4. So Basisto joined. Big 100 against Manly Warringah earlier in the season. He's bowling at the moment, and that was an attempted lap from Basisto. He's got a bit of bat on it out towards backward point. Big 100 against Manly Warringah earlier in the season. He's bowling at the moment, and that was an attempted lap from Basisto. He's got a bit of bat on it out towards backward point. Big 100 against Manly Warringah earlier in the season. He's bowling at the moment, and oh, that was an attempted lap from Basisto. Got a bit of bat on it out towards backward point. Big 100 against Manly Warringah earlier in the season. He's bowling at the moment, and oh, that was an attempted lap from Basisto. Got a bit of bat on it out towards backward point. They've got Sam Kerber to come, who's had talking of big years. He's had a massive year for Adelaide Uni. So we watch this next delivery, and that's bowled in, middle stump out of the ground. So the first victory for the Sydney. They've got Sam Kerber to come, who's had talking of big years. He's had a massive year for Adelaide Uni. So we watch this next delivery, and that's bowled in, middle stump out of the ground. So the first victory for the Sydney. They've got Sam Kerber to come, who's had talking of big years. He's had a massive year for Adelaide Uni. So we watch this next delivery, and that's bowled in, middle stump out of the ground. So the first victory for the Sydney. They've got Sam Kerber to come, who's had talking of big years. He's had a massive year for Adelaide Uni. So we watch this next delivery, and that's bowled in, middle stump out of the ground. So the first victory for the Sydney. Sam Kerber on strike, outside the off stump as a slash beat. Well, once again to Will Basisto, nature of this competition. Got all sorts of talented players playing, and a chance there, backward square leg. Ryan Felsh, I think he got a finger to it.
To get settled. Just a sweep, big shout, close, but not out.
Inside edge onto the pad there. Top ball, which is handy.
This time he goes big. Kerber, that's car park. All the way, first six of the day. One's short, and he plays it off his nose. Going to be close at the non-striker's end. Upish. Long off comes steaming in. Basisto's going to run back. Almost collide in the middle of the wicket. Close shout, and he's given him 2 run out. That's a great bit of outfielding. Upish. Long off comes steaming in. Basisto's going to run back. Almost collide in the middle of the wicket. Close shout, and he's given him 2 run out. That's a great bit of outfielding. Upish. Long off comes steaming in. Basisto's going to run back. Almost collide in the middle of the wicket. Close shout, and he's given him 2 run out. That's a great bit of outfielding. Upish. Long off comes steaming in. Basisto's going to run back. Almost collide in the middle of the wicket. Close shout, and he's given him 2 run out. That's a great bit of outfielding. Back in. Goes long, over mid-wicket, goes all the way. Well, he breaks up his lot of singles with a 6. 1 out, didn't want to be out there for a second. Okay, this one goes behind, square, but it's been taken. 1 out, didn't want to be out there for a second. Okay, this one goes behind, square, but it's been taken. 1 out, didn't want to be out there for a second. Hakeem, this one goes behind, square, but it's been taken.
Around the wicket, left armour. Down the leg side, appeal for stumping. Looked like he lifted his back. Around the wicket, left armour. Down the leg side, appeal for stumping. Looked like he lifted his back. Around the wicket, left armour. Down the leg side, appeal for stumping. Looked like he lifted his back. Adelaide Uni. And it's going to be Basisto on strike, and he gets a short one, and that is punished. Backward a point for 4. Beautifully struck, Adelaide Uni. And it's going to be Basisto on strike, and he gets a short one, and that is punished. Backward a point for 4. Beautifully struck, Adelaide Uni. And it's going to be Basisto on strike, and he gets a short one, and that is punished. Backward a point for 4. Beautifully struck. Also a game. BBL, that one's punished out through forward square leg, and if it reaches the rope, it'll be his 50, and it is. A fine shot there from Will Basisto, brings up the half. Also game, BBL, that one's punished out through forward square leg, and if it reaches the rope, it'll be his 50, and it is. A fine shot there from Will Basisto, brings up the half. Also game, BBL, that one's punished out through forward square leg, and if it reaches the rope, it'll be his 50, and it is. A fine shot there from Will Basisto. Brings up the half. Pickles on the old YouTube channel, so we've got 3 thumbs up. And that's well hit down towards long on. The catch is well held down there, and the 4th wicket fall. Pickles on the old YouTube channel, so we've got 3 thumbs up. And that's well hit down towards long on. The catch is well held down there, and the 4th wicket fall. Pickles on the old YouTube channel, so we've got 3 thumbs up. And that's well hit down towards long on. The catch is well held down there, and the 4th wicket falls. A very, very good score, I would have thought. And it's Harry Benetti bowls full this time. And they should get a couple. It's hit just to the left of the fielder at cover. In fact, it's gone all the way. So a good shot, beautifully timed there by Will Basisto. A very, very good score, I would have thought. And it's Harry Benetti bowls full this time. And they should get a couple. It's hit just to the left of the fielder at cover. In fact, it's gone all the way. So a good shot, beautifully timed there by Will Basisto. A very, very good score, I would have thought. And it's Harry Benetti bowls full this time. And they should get a couple. It's hit just to the left of the fielder at cover. In fact, it's gone all the way. So a good shot, beautifully timed there by Will Basisto. A very, very good score, I would have thought. And it's Harry Benetti bowls full this time. And they should get a couple. It's hit just to the left of the fielder at cover. In fact, it's gone all the way. So a good shot, beautifully timed there by Will Basisto.
Your regulation 2.
That one's hit out to the same part of the ground. That'll be another 4. Beautiful shot from Basisto. And they need to just...
Your regulation 2.
That one's hit out to the same part of the ground. That'll be another 4. Beautiful shot from Basisto. And they need to just...
Your regulation 2.
That one's hit out to the same part of the ground. That'll be another 4. Beautiful shot from Basisto. And they need to just...
Your regulation 2.
That one's hit out to the same part of the ground. That'll be another 4. Beautiful shot from Basisto. And they need to just...
Thin, thick either. They were just about the gardening jobs.
Last ball of the over. And bowled him, knocked him over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112.
Thin, thick either. They were just about the gardening jobs.
Last ball of the over. And bowled him, knocked him over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112.
Thin, thick either. They were just about the gardening jobs.
Last ball of the over. And bowled him, knocked him over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112.
Thin, thick either. They were just about the gardening jobs.
Last ball of the over. And bowled him, knocked him over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 100. Over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112. Nicely bowled there by Ben Benetti. Picks up his 2nd. And dare I say it, Adelaide Uni in a little bit of trouble here. 5 over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112. Nicely bowled there by Ben Benetti. Picks up his 2nd. And dare I say it, Adelaide Uni in a little bit of trouble here. 5 over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112. Nicely bowled there by Ben Benetti. Picks up his 2nd. And dare I say it, Adelaide Uni in a little bit of trouble here. 5 over middle stump. So the 5th wicket falls at 112. Nicely bowled there by Ben Benetti. Picks up his 2nd. And dare I say it, Adelaide Uni in a little bit of trouble here. 5 for 1. See if he's on the leg side this time. No, that's a better ball. It's nicely smacked out through cover. Will it be another 4? Yes, it will. So that's the 3rd 4 he's hit in that region in the last 2 overs batting at this end. And he's really carrying Adelaide Uni. See if he's on the leg side this time. No, that's a better ball. It's nicely smacked out through cover. Will it be another 4? Yes, it will. So that's the 3rd 4 he's hit in that region in the last 2 overs batting at this end. And he's really carrying Adelaide Uni. See if he's on the leg side this time. No, that's a better ball. It's nicely smacked out through cover. Will it be another 4? Yes, it will. So that's the 3rd 4 he's hit in that region in the last 2 overs batting at this end. And he's really carrying Adelaide Uni. See if he's on the leg side this time. No, that's a better ball. It's nicely smacked out through cover. Will it be another 4? Yes, it will. So that's the 3rd 4 he's hit in that region in the last...
Do you want to cue audio on now? Yeah, that's on. Cool.
Welcome back to Karen Rolton Oval here in Adelaide for the continuation of this important final of the Fox Cricket National Premier T20 Championships. And if you've just joined us from the lovely surroundings here, Uni made 5 for 162, as you can see on the screen there. Will Basisto 105 off 67 delivery, fine performance. Didn't get a lot of help from the rest of his mates in the batting order. Dan Kerber got a dozen, Ben Wakeem, the captain, got 12, and Cole Brassel got 11 not out there at the end. And here's a few highlights of the innings of Basisto. Started off a little bit slowly, 1 off 7, but found his range. And it's Laurie Colliver here with Adrian Pickles, and it was a real fine performance. 162, not a bad score. They would have liked a few more, but Basisto's performance was outstanding, wasn't it?
Yeah, real standalone innings. Real rare one to see someone bat and score so big with everyone else scoring so small. Normally, you'd imagine that something's gone. Either the deck's horrible and he's just got lucky, but it's a pure deck, it's a great wicket. He batted superbly. It was a pleasure to watch.
We're about to get underway here in the run chase, and it's going to be Sumit Jawal, the off spinner for Adelaide University. He's going to take up the attack, and we're about to get underway. So 163 to win for Sydney. Umpire's just getting everything organised for the delivery of the run chase. Flesh is going to be on strike, the left-hander. Batting with him, Daniel Smith, and the first ball fended. Of course, throughout this tournament, Liam Gibson's been opening the batting, and he's been omitted for the final. Dan Smith, who's been batting 3, has gone up to the top of the order. The captain, he's off strike. Ball was a second ball punched into the offside for a run. So Ryan Flesh, who bowled well earlier today, 3 overs, 1 for 12. He's got 1 score in this tournament so far. Pickles got 37 against the Desert Blaze yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a bit of a curveball. We were sure that he was going to bowl out. Only ended up bowling with 3. Ended up with 1 for 12.
He's got 1 very big innings this year in the Kingsgrove T20 competition back in Sydney, 119 off 60 balls. That was against Manly Warringah. Included a dozen sixes. And a man who knows how to hit sixes, Daniel Smith on strike, former New South Wales wicketkeeper. And he hits that one nicely down to long off. Struggled with the bat in this competition. Duck in the first game against the Monash Tigers. Got 4 in the second game yesterday, 13 off 12 against Lindisfarne, the boys from Tassie, this morning. So he's taken upon himself to go out there and get his side over the line. Fourth delivery, darted in there by Jawal, and they get another run. I'll tell you, Jawal's an interesting story. Just looking at his scores online, actually played 4th grade this year for Adelaide Uni, so he's come a long way to play in the 4ths, and he's now playing in a televised final. Pretty good effort.
Yeah, it's the thing with the T20, you'll always find a gem somewhere.
Absolutely. That one's driven, nicely fielded off his own bowling too. So this is a good start from the off spinner. 3 singles and a couple of dots.
Fairly rigid action.
Interesting action. Bends the back, doesn't he? And he'll get a single, Smith, to the over. So no wicket for 4 here in Adelaide at Karen Rolton Oval. Lovely sunny autumn afternoon here. The run chase is on. 163 for victory for Sydney after earlier Adelaide University made 5 for 162 with Will Basisto, 105 from 67 deliveries. What do you reckon, Pickles? Par for the course, 160, or probably perhaps par, perhaps 170? What do you think?
Well, I went up to the top of the Karen Rolton stands, and that seemed to be the murmur from the fans here. Beautiful day as well. It feels like about 33 outside, but at about 160 odd was about par. But I thought myself, well, if that's about par and he made 100, I'm sure so they would have been banking, or someone else would have made a 30 or a 20 or a. So maybe it's under par.
So we're going to see dual spin here from Uni with the ball. Will Basisto's going to bowl. We saw him bowl a lot in the Shield game against Western Australia a couple of weeks ago. Did a pretty good job. Very good fielder normally as well. And he's going to bowl his, I wouldn't call him part-time offies. He's an important part of this side when he does have a bowl. And a good start. Got 2 for 3 against Fremantle yesterday. 1 for 10 earlier to go against the Monash boys. So been bowling a bit in this competition.
Wicket in his first game as well.
Yeah, 1 for 26 off 4. A little bit more expensive in that first match, as that one goes a long way over mid-wicket. And that's out of here. Magnificently struck by Daniel Smith, the 6 of the Sydney run chase.
Yeah, he only thought that it would go for so long. The poor form of Dan Smith. He's a quality player, and at some stage he was going to catch fire for the Adelaide Uni side. I hope that it's not today.
Well, I spoke to him before the toss, and I said, how about getting some runs? You due? And he said, well, I am struggling, but what a lovely strike there over mid-wicket. And I tell you, if he gets going, 160 will not be enough for Adelaide Uni as he faces up once more. Short, and that's belted. Oh, brilliantly fielded at extra cover there. Nice bit of work there at point. And that's the young man, Chris Beattie. That was great stop. That was it with all the power in the world.
Yeah, they fielded perfectly in their earlier game.
Zisto again, short and defended by Smith.
He certainly quickened up since that ball got drop kicked over mid-wicket.
He's done him in quicker now. I'm going to give Daniel Smith any flight at all. It's tossed, but it's Fuller, and just mistimes it back to the bowler. So a 6 and 4 dots in this over. Funny old over, isn't it?
And one that could have gone for 4 other than some good fielding.
Yeah, it was a good stop by Beattie at point there. So last ball of the over. Where's it going to end up? Short, and he'll work it around the corner for a single. So in the end, Zisto getting out of the over pretty well after a 6 off the second delivery. Sydney 11 without loss after 2. Dan Smith on 9. Felsh rather, I should say. He's on 2. 2 overs gone.
Yeah, there might be a few in this Sydney side to get another look at a bit of work in the field shortly. Just an outstanding piece of work at point. Full stretch dive. But yeah, there might be a few in this Sydney side who think they owe Zisto a couple.
Here's the match summary of the game so far. So 163 the tape, and Jarwal's got another over. Darts that one in. Bit of a fumble from Daniel Kerber, the keeper. And that's gone over wide, long on. Will it make it all the way? No, it won't. 1-2 bounces into the wicket fence here for 4. So Daniel Smith, he must like the second ball of an over because he hit 6 off the previous second ball of the last over, and he's gone for 4 there. Nicely struck.
Anyone who's seen him play before knows that he hits them clean, and so far that's exactly what he's done. The 2 that he's picked up, he's got them perfectly.
13 off 11. The captain. That one's hit. Backward a point. Well stopped in the end. Good bit of fielding at backward point there by Bailey Whiteman. Big fella. Did a good job there. So plenty happening in this final. Smith winds up again. Might have got an inside edge onto the pad. Looked like he was right in front of middle and leg there. They'll get a run. And no signal from the umpire would suggest that there's a fair bit of bat on that.
Yeah, Jarwal hands on heads. Knew that was close. It's going to be a big wicket, is Smith.
Around the wicket, and that's swept away fine. That'll be 4 runs. Lovely shot there by Ryan Felsh. And another boundary, so 2 4s in this over so far. And the Sydney boys off to an excellent start in this run chase.
After 2 overs, none for 14 were Adelaide Uni. And already Sydney up to 20.
Last ball, the third coming up for Jarwal. And defended. So 9 off that over. 2 overs for 13 for Jarwal. None for 20 here after 3. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on YouTube or whatever particular website, or I think we're on Facebook as well for Cricket Australia. The Fox Cricket NPT20 Championship Final. Carlton won it last year. They won it by 1 run against University of Queensland. And similar scores. Carlton got 8 for 154. Uni of Queensland 6 for 153. So it was a 1-run thriller last year. What's going to happen today? We'll have to wait and see over the next hour or so of this game. So Daniel Smith preparing to face up to over number 4. And it's been a good start so far for the Tigers. Whiteman's going to bowl. 3 for 19 earlier today against the Monash Tigers. 5 wickets in the tournament so far, an economy of 5.5. Let's see what he's got, the big fella. And that's down the leg side, not the best start, and the first wide of the innings.
He certainly bowled a few in their innings. Extras, although it didn't seem to cause too much drama. With 163 on the board, you don't want to give away too much. No, really good in the field too, Sydney. Didn't let too much through anywhere, certainly didn't grass anything.
Oh, that's pulled over, square leg down towards the boundary, and it's just near the fielder there, but it's going to be 4. Just landed inside the rope there. An opportunity there for Kyle Brazel, just couldn't quite get there, and Daniel Smith has his second 4 to go with that 6 2 overs ago.
They're just dealing in boundaries is the Sydney skipper. Hasn't had a great tournament so far, but at the moment it looks fantastic.
Charges, whacks it through the hands of cover, and just checking, that might have been a no ball, square leg indicating it wasn't. It was well knocked down by Ben Wakeem, the captain, at short cover. That would have been 4 if he hadn't got a hand on it, and as it is, they get a single to take the score up to 26. Yeah, it didn't look like it was over waist height, that full toss. So Bailey Whiteman didn't get a wicket in the first game he played. 2 for 13 yesterday against Fremantle, and 3 for 19 against Monash Tigers, who were bowled out just for 91 earlier today. A big win which ensured Adelaide University through to the final. Victory by 130. Outside the off stump. And a big drive and a big miss.
He certainly threw the kitchen sink at it. It was there to go though. Whiteman had some good shape, but swinging away from the bat.
We saw plenty of swing in the first innings, Pickles, with the new ball. And Glenn Denning having a bit of trouble with his control. So we've seen, 3 overs of spin out of the 4 so far, so we'll be interested to see how Whiteman continues. He's going to come around the wicket for this next delivery. That's driven up to mid-off, and it beats the diving fielder at mid-off, and they'll go for 4. He dived to his left there, did Cooper Luke, but couldn't bring it off the stop. And another boundary for Sydney.
Yeah, Wakeem's got his hands full at the moment. Probably thought that Dan Smith was the man that he was going to have to counter if he got going, but Felsh is certainly not sitting at the other end just watching.
We know he's got a bit of power. 119 against Manly Warringah off to 60 deliveries in the Sydney T20 comp. He can't reach that one. Through to the keeper. So yeah, between these two, they both know how to find the pickets or go over. And bowled well earlier too. He's had a good tournament with the ball.
He did some good work out the rope too. He spent most of the day sweeping out on the boundary.
He did do a couple of good stops, didn't he? Stew. So what's Whiteman got here? The big man. That's hit in the air over cover, and only 2 back. That should nearly carry all over the rope. We'll wait on the umpire's call. It's just short and gone for 4. So this has been a good over for Sydney. 14 runs from it, and it's none for 34 after 4.
That now has them level pegging with the way that Uni started, except they've got a wicket in hand.
Well, Uni lost a wicket in their 4th over, didn't they? So the early wicket there of Dan Kerber. So what have you got on the comparison there, Pickles? None for 34 versus
1 for 34
versus 1 for, actually I had 1 for 31, but that's all right.
Okay,
well, no dramas.
I'm never going to go against you as far as the numbers are concerned.
Oh, no dramas, old boy. Now we've got a bowling change here.
Yeah, I don't think Jarwell was going to be able to go again. Dan Smith just about had queued him up, was happy with what he was seeing.
So Sam Kerber is going to bowl his left arm orthodox here. And it's upish to mid-wicket. Bowled in the earlier game today. 1 for 24 off 4. And got 2 for yesterday against Western Districts. So just trying a little bit of different angle here. The captain, Ben Wakeem, brings Sam Kerber on. That one's a quicker one. And they'll get a single way to short third man. So they're up with the raid here. They've just got to keep going at nothing silly. Keep wickets up their sleeve at the minute. And as the field changes over for the left-handed Felsh.
Maybe you thought that they don't, these two don't mind a bit of hanging on to them, so if the spinners can spell back of a length.
Shortish bound to the leg side. And that's high and over the head of the commentary box for 6. That's the biggest one of the day. Hit someone's car, hopefully not mine. And I shot there from Felsh. He got right behind that. And so, what sort of car did it hit? I hope it wasn't mine.
A good one was the response, so I'm safe.
One of the great Adelaide Uni stalwarts, Ash Miles, just turned up to our right. And he wouldn't be real happy with that last 6 against his beloved Blacks. That was a lovely shot, wasn't it? Good swing of the bat, went all the way.
Well, I might have a chance there to see which car that was, but yeah, I couldn't have queued up that commentary any worse, could I? I said just bowl back of a length and hold them back, and,
well,
and
it's T20, Pickles, anything goes in this game.
And Felsh got one and took it down. So yeah, keeping up with the rate. They've probably jumped in front of the rate. They're going at 9 now. Well,
Felsh's last 4 balls 4.46, so he's really unwind here, looking dangerous with 20 off of 10 as he prepares to face the next one, and he'll drive that for 1 down to long on. Daniel Smith not running his first all that hard, the wild captain of the Tigers.
This is a good thing about this tournament. Probably not going to get too much chance to do analysis while the spinner's bowling in the T20, so I'll see if I can pad it out for you.
Smith, and that should be out. Taken, well done, a wicket, a much needed one. Catch taken there by the captain, Ben Wakeem. So Daniel Smith's on his way for a very brisk 20 and a much needed wicket for the Adelaide Uni Blacks, with Sydney now 1 for 42 in the 5th.
Yeah, much the way that Sydney did. They took wickets whenever a partnership got going, and that's what Uni have done. And Ben Wakeem, the skipper, will be very relieved to see the back of one of these two. They were flying along. Just stuck in the track a little bit maybe, or miscued it. It was always going to go big. They didn't look like stopping. Smith and Felsh.
I think he probably should have gone through with the shot. I think he sort of just thought, I can just get it over the top of the fielder, but if he'd swung a bit harder, he might well have cleared the man at mid-on. But nonetheless, vital wicket for the Adelaide Uni boys, are under a bit of pressure there. Quick look at the bowling figures, and Kerber now, once that updates, 1 for 8. So new batsman in for is AJ Mosca, and he's off strike as the batsman crossed. Last ball of the over coming up. 1 for 42. Overall target of 163. And that's deflected nearly a single. So 5 overs down, 1 for 42. AJ Mosca, the new bats, was 20 in his first game against Monash off 14, 4 off 11 against the NT boys, Desert Blaze, but was man of the match in last year's 50 over final in Sydney grade cricket with 134 off of 110 deliveries. So pulled off a run out earlier in the day. We'll just see how he goes about it as he's going to face up. And the 6th over about to get underway.
As I was saying, the great thing about this tournament is that these players don't know the other team. So someone gets going, they're not sure of strengths and weaknesses, they haven't seen them before. So it really tests the skippers, shows their strength, how they can come up with plans and how bowlers can adapt to batters that they're not used to playing against. Jawa's going to come back into the attack. His first one gets crunched through cover, over pitched, it was full. And Mosca will be very happy to get that one first ball.
You most certainly would be, and he Took full advantage there, low full toss, belted away through cover for 4. I'm just talking about that performance when he was the Michael Bevan medalist in that final last year. More of that.
A little bit slower, held it up this time to Joel. Moscow had to adjust his shot, couldn't beat the man at cover.
They were playing Sydney University at Drummoyne, 8 for 289, the uni boys, and Sydney got home with 3 balls to spare.
This time Moscow goes the other side, running around. They're not going to get there. More runs, 4 of them. So 2 boundaries already in this over for Moscow.
Yeah, good start for him. Full toss to get him going, and then that one smacking it over mid-wicket down to the vacant boundary. Last over the power play, so still only 2 fielders allowed outside the circle. Makes the bowler have to rethink what his tactics are going to be.
There's a bit of a brains trust at the mark. Kerber over there, also Akeem.
He's obviously a go of Moscow in that final 134 off 110 balls, 9 4s, 7 6s. And he and Bo McClintock, who's playing in this game, got side home. McClintock 36 off 19.
It's down the track. They're going to steal a run. Got to get going, Dan Smith. Might be out, he is. Well, he probably never really wanted to get going. Didn't want the run. Felch it is rather.
So Sam Kerber there doing the fielding at mid-on, a bit of a mix-up, and the throw was a good one, and it found Felch well short of his ground. The second wicket falls. Uni still in the game here. Seen the ball hit the boundary quite a bit. Have a look at the replay, and it was nicely struck. He ran with the shot after it hit the stump, actually running in from mid-off, and a good sharp throw, and he's miles out, well short of the ground. So the second wicket falls with the score on 50 in the 6th. And it's back to sort of line ball again.
Yeah, Moscow, he took off, but Felch had to check himself at the non-strikers then because it was straight enough. Had he taken off, he was gone. He was out anyway from the deflection, so had to wait. But Moscow wasn't stopping; just kept coming. The pickup was clear, was even better. He fell on his way for 21.
So Nick Gubbins is the new batsman in for the Sydney boys, and he's got a couple of 50s so far in this competition at a good rate, 55 off 33 and 50 off 30 in his 2 innings so far. Didn't have a hit against Lindisfarne, so striking at 168 I think that is, so that's pretty going. It's just about keeping wickets in hand at the moment. They don't need to keep losing them just at the minute.
Gubbins lays into a drop. Cover does the. They certainly didn't lose 3 in a row. Gubbins out there with Moscow. Moscow's started like a house on fire. Rocks back, can't beat cover. Good bit of fielding too. Ends the over. One that included a wicket. Felch gone for 21. It was part of a good opening partnership with Dan Smith. And scores 2 for 50.
Not much in it on the comparison either. Uni were 1 for 51. They did lose a wicket in their 7th over, so not much in this game. 5 for 162 Adelaide University. Umpire signalling the end of the first power play. So a pretty good start with Darwell recovering 3 dots of the last balls of that over. And we're going to see Sam Kerb continue. He went for 8 in his first over. He's going to bowl 7th. So good game in prospect here now. He was really smashing them out for 21 off just 12 deliveries. 3, 4, 1, 6.
He's got 2 men deep on the rope. Mid-eye, long off and long on. Took the first wicket. Dan Smith. Dot ball, Moscow can't cover.
He's got 5 inside the circle, which is a good sign. Backing it up.
Only going to be one down there to long on. So Sydney will be probably looking to maintain some wickets for an extended period, but they're going to need to keep that scoreboard ticking over. And Adelaide Uni will be looking to steal another wicket or two and put some real pressure on. Cummins gets a quicker one from Kerber, still off the mark, his third ball. Does change them up. Sam Kerber darts them in and can give them a little bit of air. That one with good flight. Again, Gubbins can't score.
And Nord off 4, bit of pressure building up on the left-hander here.
Tom gives it some real air. Spin almost got past Jarwell, but ended up scooping it in, and Gubbins is off the mark.
Well, we saw earlier today with Zisto, who just joined us, made 105 off 67. He only won single off his first 7, so Gubbins is 1 off 5. And when you're chasing 160, you don't have to go too silly. It's a mad chase. Looks like Mosca can hit the ball, so just got to keep turning the strike over.
Mosca shows his more gentle side. This works one to mid-wicket. Ends a very, very good over. Just 2 off it. It's 2 for 52. Maybe 53 when that rolls over.
Yeah, give it another run. We'll just tick over in a sec. 7 overs completed. Comparison 2 for 56 Adelaide Uni. So just ahead on the head-to-head there. And we're going to go back to pace now by the look of it, with Bailey Whiteman to return to the attack. Expensive in his first, went for 14. And he's going to have a trundle from the northern or hospital end.
Yeah, with Dan Smith and Felsh out there, they were very happy to cash in on the running over pitch from the quick. I think they might bring another quick on at this end, Joaquin, and save Kerber up for a little bit later in the innings. But we'll work that out after 6 balls. 2 for 53, Sydney chasing 162. Mosca glides that one down to third man for 1.
Did that nicely, didn't he? And through that area there.
Yep. Probably undersold it with glide, didn't I? It was probably hit a bit better than that.
No, you know, and went straight to fielder. But yeah, these next probably 5 or 6 overs just keep the score ticking over. We saw that period when you often see it in T20 where not a lot of boundaries happen in the middle overs. So just got to keep up that rate, keep it up around the so needed. They're currently at 7.5. It's just a fraction behind what's required.
Be pretty happy with the man out there in the middle at the moment. And back him into Munzie's 55 and 51 in this tournament already.
Yeah, he's done well in the 2 innings he's had. Slow start here, but plenty of focus on him now.
A big shot, flash past the back, through the keeper. Wyman doing a good job here in this comeback over.
Yeah, good start for him. Started with a wide in his first over, but since this over's got underway, he's right on the money here. So Uni doing a good job here. These last overs, really the run out, since the run out of Felsh, that's really got Adelaide Uni up and about here.
Plays the same shot, this time does get a piece of it. Fielded down there at third man by Beattie. Pulled off a great stop at point earlier on in the Sydney innings. Dan Smith crunched one. It was 4 for all money, but he dived full strength, got a hand to it.
Yeah, well, that can make the difference in tight games like this. Plenty of discussion too between the Adelaide Uni boys, Ben Wakeem and Sam Kerber at mid-off there, just having a yarn to their bowler to keep him on the ball. He's done well so far in this over, just 2 singles off 3 balls, 3 to go. And another good delivery, Pickles. That's right on the money.
Yeah, that run out of Felsh you talk about, I just looked to be a reluctant runner, that he didn't want to go for that one, that was he just forced to run. Mosca just took off, he was committed.
Yeah, he went with a shot, didn't he? And you got to think of your man up the other end. So 2 balls to go in this over. Done a good job so far, Bailey Whiteman.
That one's full. Played strong down the ground. They've got 1, they're going to come back for 2. They'll play it off the toes through mid-on.
Yeah, easy 2 in the end down to that long part of the ground. And again, you know, you don't need to score 8 off every over. You just got to keep the ball moving out in the field. 1s and 2s. But once it gets up around 10 and over, then that's a bit of a cause for concern. But with wickets in hand, it's the same old story. Just got to keep them up your sleeve for that last push towards that victory target.
Another chat with Joaquim and Whiteman, so the bowler quite often.
Having a long chat there. Last ball of the over.
He thought he was worried for a second there, Mosca, that might have just dropped down. Had to check where that one landed. But no damage done. Scooted off for a run, ends the over. Ends the 8. 2 for 58.
Yeah, good over there from Whiteman, just the 5 off it. And the last 2 overs, basically since the end of the power play, have conceded just 3 and 5. So I would say Adelaide University just ahead at the moment. The comparison 2 for 62, but in the 9th over, Adelaide Uni scored 15. So in terms of that sort of neck and neck proposition, an important over here for Adelaide Uni just to keep the reins on the scoring. It's going to be Chris Beattie into the attack. Hasn't bowled his full complement of overs in the 3 games. 4 overs, 2 for 31 in the opening match against Western Districts. 2 overs, 1 for 6 against Fremantle when they were bowled out for 45. And then earlier today, 2 overs, none for 10 against the Monash Tigers from Cricket Victoria Premier Cricket. So he's going to have a bowl here with his left arm pace, and he's going to bowl to Mosca.
Glides with the 3rd man inside the ring. You know, I watched them playing that game against Monash this morning, and their fielding was off the charts. A couple of run-outs, a couple of big full-body slide saves on the rope. They were going 100 miles an hour even when the game was done and dusted. It was a real exhibition. Govins, who's 2 off 7.
Yeah, plenty of field changes there too for the change of batsman.
Slint lap, got it too. First time we've seen it effectively. Might run all the way, and it does for 4.
Well, that was right on middle and off. Very clever shot there from Nick Govins. That was smart batting. Risky, but you take risks to win, and that was right off the middle of the bat. Raced away down to that 3rd man boundary. Have another look at there. Got the hands around quickly and got it nicely to the boundary. The first for Sydney since the conclusion of the 6 over power play.
This time more conventional, goes behind point. Back-to-back boundaries coming, you would think. It is. Nick Govins can score, showing us wide.
Yeah, good shot there. Beat the fielder at short 3rd man. And as you say, more conventional shot, but very effective. And it raced away to that northeastern corner of Karen Rolton Oval. So a couple of boundaries get Sydney back into the game. The 9th over was a beauty for Adelaide Uni. They got 15. So far, 9 off 3 deliveries in this over.
This time, Govins whips it through mid-wicket. Look back, contemplating the 2. That was never on.
Cooper Luke was in quickly from deep mid-wicket there. Had Cole Brazel giving him a bit of support here at long on. And yeah, pretty sharp work there. Short side of the ground, just ever so slightly to the western side of Karen Rolton Oval.
Again, they just work the single. keeping the scoreboard ticking over.
Well, Mosca there moving offside early in his stance there, looking to perhaps find that gap away behind square leg and get a couple.
You said, sorry.
No, you're right.
As you said, no matter how long you take to get started, if you catch up, and he's certainly caught up, Gubbins. Slow one, whipped off his toes, all the way for 6. He's caught up and he's got in front. He's 17 off 11.
No, it was beautifully timed, and a big over there for the Sydney lads with 2 4s and a 6, and the rest singles, 17 from it, no dots in there. And it's amazing how quickly this game can change. 2 for 75 after 9, puts them ahead on the puts them pretty much equal on the comparison. And let's have another look at it again. Judged it beautifully, and a good over. Gubbins was 2 off 7, and with 15 off the bat in that over. And he's got his strike rate right up now, 16 off 13, plus that 6, 22 off 14. So he's going along well.
Well, you would have thought that his batting turned through into the live stream. You mentioned, Loz, that it was a big over, the university one, and it went for 15, so he went a couple better.
Something about this 9th over. Gubbins' correction is 17 off 11, so he's really got his innings moving. So over number 10, and it's going to be Oscar on strike to the big fast bowler Whiteman.
Can you get some good bounce? Mosca couldn't put it away. Just lifted on him, just dropped his toes. Good start from Whiteman, who got some tap early and on his second over.
Yeah, well, the captain's backed him into bowl back-to-back overs. You always see it in T20, but just 5 runs off the last over that he bowled Whiteman, and he's just in again for his 3rd. So he started this over well with a dot.
Shifting all over the crest. Big shout. Umpire says not out.
Whiteman was convinced that was out. If you have a look at the replay, he thought he got a fair bit of bat on that, and he's gone up as if that was out. The wicketkeeper, Dan Kerber, not so sure. And the bowler looking a little bit frustrated. I don't think wide was called either, was it?
No. So it was just a non-decision.
Yeah, so there it is again. Did it hit the pad or did he hit it? The bowler definitely thought that there was some bat on that, but
certainly started swinging a long way and early.
Interesting one, that one.
End result, not out.
Exactly.
Another big swing from Mosca.
Well, this has been a very good over from Whiteman there. He's bowled 3 very good deliveries to date, all dots, and the pressure building up on Anthony Mosca here. He's just getting a little bit concerned with the situation.
He certainly doesn't need to go into all or nothing mode.
Well, they're up with the rate, Pickles. This is the whole point, isn't it? They're pretty much up with the rate, 8 and over. Here's the 4th ball.
He wants to go, and he wants to go hard. That one, try to blast through cover on the charge and do so. Back the outside leg stump. Probably needs maybe Gubbins just to have a quick chat in his ear and let him know, look, we're going okay. We're not in danger zone.
Another good bit of fielding there too by the captain, Ben Joaquin. We're talking about fielding all of this broadcast, and another good stop there. There was no one covering that cover drive, and the captain got across very quickly. So good over this. 2 balls to go. He's going to bowl to Gubbins, whose last 4 balls have been 4, 4, 1 and 6. So a real challenge here in this last 2 deliveries.
One short. Gubbins liked it, got it pretty square, but they've got that area covered. It certainly got high. And you can see square legs telling his telling the umpire the strikers in. That one was the one bouncer for the over.
So 2 off 5 in this over. Good recovery after the previous over. Beatty going for 17. So an important ball here for Bailey Whiteman.
Mosca again goes back deep in his crease. Thunders into the 5 pad. They scoot through for 1. 1 more to the score. 2 for 88 after 10.
Oh, don't give him another 10, mate. 2 for 78.
Oh, gee, that's a hell of a leg by.
4 runs the difference on the differential. Uni were 3 for 82, so they'd lost the extra wicket. but we're 4 runs ahead. So 163 is the target. So 85 required off 60 deliveries. And well, it's a pretty even game here. Just the 2 wickets have fallen in this innings. Daniel Smith out for 20, which is his highest score of the tournament. Felsh run out for 21, a very brisk 21 from just 12 deliveries, and we're going to see a change in bowling. There's a few of the spectators in the Karen Rolton stand looking on, and Will Basisto is going to return to the attack. Bowled the opening over, which went for just 4, so this is an important over here for both sides. 85 runs required, 60 balls to go. Will Basisto into the attack. Had a great day with the bat, 105 off 67. So the first ball, the 11th. And a good start, brilliant start. Played back to the bowler. Three men inside the circle on the offside. Plenty of room on the leg side for a single. As that one's hit in the air, a backward point, and it beats the field, finds the gap, and that'll roll down the little hill here. And that's a boundary for AJ Mosca, and that takes a lot of pressure off him and Sydney for the moment.
It certainly does. He was in that last over, batting as well as the last over, and they needed 20. So release a bit of pressure on him with that boundary.
Could have easily gone the hand. Well, they got the boundary. That's nicely struck out to deep cover. Brazel around to his left. He's a left-handed throw, but he can't prevent the second being taken. Moved quickly to the ball, the young man, but it was always 2 once that was hit into the gap. 2 for 84 in the 11th. .42 so far in this over. So pretty good over for the visitors. And that'll be another run down to long off. So good calm batting here from AJ Mosca. Moves up to 24 off 21.
It looks as though he's just settled back down again. He had a little patch there where he wanted to swing at everything. Lost his shape a couple of times, but he's back into his groove. 24 off 22.
Governors is going to be hitting to the short side here. There's 1-2 men back in front of the Karen Rolton stand on the leg side. Cole Brazel just fielding in front of us here in our commentary box at long on. So the leg side well protected in the deep. Governors, and he hits that straight. Should only get the 1. Brazel quickly around to his right. And another single. So 2 for 86 now in the 11th over.
Yeah, set up as though these two are going to go neck and neck all the way through into the last couple of overs here. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, it feels like a close finish, doesn't it? Must pull the over for Basisto. And that one's driven or pushed more than a drive up to long on. Thoughts of a deuce, but it wasn't going to happen. So 9 off the over, 2 for 87 after 11 overs. Sydney, and they're chasing Adelaide Uni's 5 for 162. If you've just joined us, a brilliant innings from Will Basisto, 105 off 61 balls, and he's bowled 2 overs now at a cost of 16. So 76 to win off 54 balls. We're in for a good finish in the final of the Fox Cricket NPT20 Championships here at Karen Rolton Oval in Adelaide.
Yeah, they've got enough on board with 11 overs gone that 162 is going to keep them interested all the way through to the end. And I think that's going to be regardless of how many wickets they lose. They're always going to think they're a chance to have a couple of big overs and bear. So this grand final is going to be a big one.
Sam Kerber back into the attack for Adelaide Uni. 2 overs, 1 for 11. Done a good job. So got hit for 6 by Felsh, but since that moment has done a good job with his slow left armers. And that one's punched down the ground by Mosca for a single.
He changes to the field for the left and right hander. Whiteman, the big quick, goes out to the bow, to the right. He was at short third man. Jawal goes to that position.
Pulling around the wicket. Oh, over the wicket. Schmipping there. A missed opportunity there for Daniel Kerber. Well, that was Gubbins on that occasion. Well flighted. He advanced to it. It was pretty wide. In fact, called wide by the umpire. And a missed opportunity there. Tough one.
He ran past it on the full. Not often you get to the keeper on the full.
That one's punched out towards deep mid-wicket for another single. They're the kind of chances you want to take in the title.
Might have done him a bit of a disservice there, Kerber. I think that might have just bounced.
So 2 for 90 in the 12th. 73 runs required, 52 deliveries. Oh, well bowled. Good fielding. Sharp stuff from the slow left armour. That one's pushed down the ground. And just a jogged single. These two, who are the partnership with 41, they came together with a score on 50 in the 6th over. So Gubbins, the left-hander. Well flighted and smoked out towards deep mid-wicket. Can the catch be taken? Oh, it's gone down. Oh dear, disappointment there, and it's also gone across the rope for 4. And I think that's, who is that down there? Number 33, young Cameron Valja. And really that should have been held. Pretty straightforward chance. He had to make a few yards to his right, but he'd be disappointed with that.
It looked like he got there in time to make the comfortable catch.
Last ball of the over coming up. And that's hit out towards deep extra cover for a single. So that game could well have shaped the outcome of this match with the catch going down. Gubbins dropped on 20. The score now 2 for 96, I reckon you'll find that is. The run's just a little bit slow adding up on the old ticker there, but yeah, 2 for 96. 67 required off 8 overs, and unfortunately for Sam Kerber, he could have had another wicket. Let's have another look at it.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the 12th over at the end of this game with the missed stumping and then the drop catch in the same over. He did everything but get them to 4 for 90. Would have been a whole different scorecard. At the moment, still 2 for 91.
There's the Sydney camp there, waiting to come out to bat. Our match summary. Still a tight game in store though. So 67 needed, 8 overs to go. 2 set batsmen at the crease. Resisto to bowl his third driven. And Gubbins trying to make the most of his good fortune. So how can Uni get a wicket here? They just need to get one here. These two are pretty firmly established just at the minute. AJ Mosca on strike to face arm slows of Basisto. That's pretty well bowled. He's pushed it into the gap and they should nearly get 2, but they won't. They won't risk it. So another run there to Mosca and Sydney.
Mosca's gone past his highest score for the tournament, 23 that was. He's out there with Gubbins, who, as we already said, has gone back-to-back 50s. He looks in good touch.
An appeal. Not out, says the umpire. It was a flatter, wider delivery. Might have hit the ground at best, but importantly a dot ball for Adelaide Uni. Basisto goes for the sweep. It's taken the pad and it rolls away for a leg bye. So again, not a bad result in terms of all things considered. No boundaries, just a single. 3 runs have come in this over. 2 singles and a leg bye. 2 for 99 in the 13th over. Mosca on strike, or slowly tossed up there. Hits straight at the deep mid wicket, brings up the 100 in the 13th over. So this last ball of the over coming up for him. He's done a good job in this his third. 7 of his first, 9 of his second, and just the 3 singles and a leg by. What's Gubbins going to do here? Last ball of the over. Will he take him on? Hits it firmly. That's out towards deep extra cover, and they've just get another single. So bring it over from Sisto. Just the 5 conceded all up, and it's 2 for 101 after 13. 62 to win. 7 overs to go. Run rate required around 9 per over.
So his completion of his third leaves Jarwal, himself, Whiteman, and also Sam Kerber, all with 1 over each left. And Beattie with 3 to go, and he went for 17 off his first. So the skipper in Wakeem is going to have to handle these ones pretty carefully. It's going to look like he's going to finish off his 4.
Well, he's bowled pretty well the last 2 overs. Well, it's not a bad move to bring him back in. Sam Kerber, a little bit unlucky in his last over. So, target of 62 off 42. Of course, we could have a super over here, I believe, as well. So, worry about it as it gets closer. And that's a clever shot down to the fine third man, and that should just make the rope. Well, Chris Beattie does very well, right in front of us here. Saves a couple. Did a job there. Thought he looked like he was cooked there, and you can just see on the replay, he did very, very well.
Yeah, great call. It looked as though it was past, done. But he just kept pushing. Found the extra, put the slide in, dragged it back.
Great camera work by our crew here as well in the late afternoon windy conditions here in Adelaide. Done a great job with the coverage this afternoon of this very important final, as that one's worked away out through forward square leg. And of course all the games have been, I believe, live streamed as well. So if there's anything you want to catch up on, it's all on YouTube and various outlets. You can keep an eye on what's happened so far after this final. All the games are there. No commentary on the other matches, but just sit down and make your own commentary up if you feel like it.
29 and 30 for Mosca and Gubbins respectively. Good partnership from these two.
Yeah, 54 now put on these two in just shy of 8 overs. They're just a little bit behind the rate at the moment. That's a big hit down the long on. It's a high one. It goes all the way. And that was much needed for Sydney. Mosca picked that up early, went across his crease, hit it on the up, was back of a length, and that's cleared the boundary by some distance.
So he moves along to 35. 110 now the score.
Well, he just threw it in length there, didn't he, Pickles? It was just slightly back of a length, just a fraction short, and he took full advantage, hit it well over the head of the fieldsman down there, Cooper Luke. He was no chance. And that just gets things slightly back in the favour of Sydney. 53 needed off 39. This has been a really good final. Very entertaining game, and we're in for a really good finish with fields at this stage. Mosca again. Oh, he swats that away backward of square leg, and that's 4 more. No, it's gone all the way. 6. He's hit that beautifully. It was almost a tennis type shot. Would have been a wide if he'd not made contact. And it hits the fence pretty much on the full, down there in front of the deep square leg fielder Kyle Brazel. So back-to-back 6s for Mosca. What a shot.
Well, I'm glad that did hit the fence, because if it didn't hit the fence, that was going to do some real damage in the crowd. That was a tracer bullet. Went like a cannon.
This time out through forward square leg, rather more conventional shot. Brazel chasing, and he can't bring off the stop. So that's 6-6-4 in consecutive deliveries, and suddenly this game is heading towards Sydney after Uni looked in control, and a big over like this can really turn things around in the run chase.
He's just 43 now from 37. Whiteman was stayed in the attack. I thought he might have come out, easy to say in hindsight, but Mosca's loved what he's seen from him. He's dined out, he's 45.
Well, his strike rate's up to 145. 3 balls ago it was just over 100, so he's really got going here. And sensibly just takes the single off the last ball of the over. So one of the bigger overs in this match so far, going for 20, probably the big over in the match. So that really does change things completely. 42 runs off 6 overs, and at the start of the over it was 9 per over required. Now it's down to 7, which you'd think is pretty manageable. Still in for a tight finish, but the odds have swung towards the Sydney Cricket Club in this game.
Yeah, you think now that Wakeem's going to have to come up with a wicket. He's not going to be able to contain the result. He's going to have to take a wicket or two to get a bit of panic and to slow down the run rate in the middle, because these two at the moment are flying. Gubbins is 30 not out off 22, and also Mosca, who just tore Whiteman apart in that last over. A couple of big 6s and a 4.
And the partnership worth 71 now from 50 deliveries, so it's been a strong performance from these two. So over number 15, 42 runs required. Will Bazir bowl his 4th and final, and a good start from the right arm off spinner. Just coming across there, Ben Wakeem having a very quick word to his bowler. Off 35, quicker ball, work to the onside for 1, bowler chases. They need a good over here. They really need a wicket here, Uni, now. They've had Smith out earlier, and then the run out, very good run out by Sam Kerber. But these two have gone on with the job and played particularly well. So the left-handed Gubbins on strike. Hasn't faced the ball for a little while. Smashes that out through cover. That's racing out towards the boundary. The chase is on. And in the end, a good bit of fielding out there. Eddie Steele out there on the deep cover boundary. But they do get a couple. Good work down there. He really was done for out there, but did very well and a good quick throw back in. And they get a couple. Good batting from Gubbins there. Hits it out towards deep square leg for a single.
The issue that Wakeem's going to end up with here is going to be Bazisto's last, and then
Please play for Carlton, mate.
Bazisto, sorry. Joe and Kerber only got 1 each, and then Beattie's got 3. So he went for 17 off his first. He's going to have to juggle these or find someone else.
Yeah, a bit limited, aren't they? As that one's worked away. The bowler does well. Chance for running out the ball. If he did, he was out. Very good. We mentioned Bazisto is a pretty good fielder, and he got across quickly. It was Roger Harper-like, and he was run out by the best part of 2 metres there. It was a great opportunity. Just couldn't quite finish it off with the run out.
Yes, he got through past the stumps. He knew we wanted.
Did beautifully. That one's worked off the pads down towards deep square leg. So 6 coming from that over. So 5 overs to go in this final. And Sydney need 36 off 30 deliveries. And they're in a good position. These two have added 77 for the 3rd wicket. Mosca on the edge of a 50 and Gubbins on 33. Bazisto finishes with 4 overs for 26, which is a pretty fair effort. Just looking at their other bowling options. Pickles, Cooper Luke bowled 2 overs in the last game. But yeah, they've only really got Chris Beattie, who's already bowled 1 over for 7. So yeah, it's a concern. Last little patch. Who's going to bowl? But they need a wicket desperately.
I would have been certain that Beattie had to bowl this one. Unless he's got someone up his sleeve that we don't know about.
Well, they need a wicket. That's the key here.
Well, that's not going to be one unless, although he hasn't quite got it. 2 men underneath it. They work it out. Resisto takes the catch. And that's the one they needed. Kerber into the attack. First ball gets the wicket. Resisto, he's had a fine day. 100 with the bat. Now takes the catch to give him some sort of chance.
Well, they're back in the game ever so slightly, and Sam Kerber's the man to get that wicket. It was not quite struck properly by Gubbins there. Top edge to the slightly longer boundary. Just didn't get it. I think he knew at the moment he hit it, and it was beautifully judged. Running in from mid-wicket there, and a fine catch. What a good game he's had. And they desperately needed a wicket there. And suddenly, I wouldn't say it's turned back Adelaide University's way, but it still gives them a chance.
Yeah, it's still game on. I thought he got a much better piece than that from where, when it first came off. I thought that was up into the trees. But all it did is got tree height. 2 of them out there. They worked it out. Gubbins goes for 34. And Bo McClintock's going to come and join him.
Yeah, the keeper bat. He's had a good tournament with the bat. He scored very, very quickly. 36 off 26 in his first game. 17 off 9 against the Desert Blades from NT. And then Lindisfarne earlier today, 41 off 22. So the strike rate's not a problem. He's going to be off strike for this second delivery of the over.
It certainly went high enough for the batters to cross, didn't it?
Well, really.
Mosca on strike. He's now edging towards the 50s. 48, now 49.
Well, it's only got a sensible batting for them to get home here. Just over a run of ball. And I haven't seen McClintock back, but obviously can score at a pretty quick rate when he has to. They only really need to score at 7 and over here, and they'll get across the line. So he's had a pretty good tournament. You can just see what his approach is here.
Funny thing happens in 2020 and in finals.
Well, getting that winning run can be difficult.
He gets off strike straight away. Might even be 2 there if they get going. That is good running. Gets back for 2.
It was a good throw though, but the man backing up, he did a good job there to make sure got out of the blocks quickly. The throw came in, and in the end it was a comfortable 2. So McClintock off the mark straight away with a double. And they're always handy when you need just over a run of ball to get that run rate required down.
Again, he works it on the leg side. Just takes the 1.
So on 49. Seen some good batting in this game from Resisto. Gubbins played well. Phelps looked in until he got run out. So Mosca 40 not out, doing a good job for his team.
Looks across the crease, then spoons it back to the bowler. He's out for 49. Well, what an over this has been from Kerber. Just when they needed one, they brought him in. He's taken 2 wickets, and as he turned it now, fully back in Uni's way.
Oh, goodness me, what a match we've had here now. And the Uni Black boys there right in the hunt here. Mosca just looking for that single and got the leading edge back to the bowler. So Sam Kerber, 3rd wicket for him. And yeah, just the leading edge, and poked it back and held onto the catch nicely, and a jubilant bowler. So 4 down now for 131. 2 pretty much new batsmen in at the crease, and I think it's well almost back to line ball in this NPT20 final.
Yeah, Mosca, I think you called it perfectly. Just looking for that one. Whether or not he could have probably played any shot maybe. But just wanted one, just to get the other end. Leading edge, was already through it. Sam Kerber was more than happy to take the catch. He's got 3 wickets now.
Ben Manetti's the new batsman. He's scored at a pretty good rate in this tournament so far. He got 27 off 18 and 48 off 20 in the games yesterday. 7 off 11 earlier today against Lindisfarne.
Sam Kerber wants to finish the over with a real dart, make sure there's no more off. It does so, gets through what is a really, really good over, a pivotal over for Adelaide Uni in this final.
And an excellent 4 overs. 3 for 4. and a run out as well. So he's been involved in all three disposals off his own bowling plus the run out. So he's had a tremendous day, backing up the efforts of Bazisto with the bat earlier on. He himself might have been a fraction unlucky to be given out run out as well. But 4 overs, no maidens, 3 for 24. So Aiden over the target, 32 off of 4. And we're going to see the return of the attack of Chris Beattie, who went for 17 off his first over. So this is a big over for both he and the Adelaide Uni side. And our match summary tells you.
What he's got up his sleeve is he's got 2 new batters at the crease. When he came into the attack last time, both batters were flying, so should allow him to get set, but he drags the first one down and that's gone for 4. Well, not the start that he would have wanted.
Nah, poor start. Keeper standing up, bowls a half tracker down leg side, and another one of those, and the game could be nearly done. It was fruit for the old sideboard there for Brian McClintock. So we have another look at it, and it was Rolton. He just helped it on its way. No problems at all there. So Beattie's got to switch on very, very quickly here. None for 21 off just 7 balls to him.
This time goes to third man, misfield. He's going to amble through for a quick single. McClintock goes to 8.
Well, Big Whiteman just got the mitts on that one. He charged it a bit. I suppose he had to in some ways, but got enough hand and foot behind it to stop it for being more than a single. So what can Beattie get in his bag of tricks here? He's bowling to Ben Manenti, who we've mentioned has had a pretty good tournament with bat and ball.
He'll bring another one inside the circle. Again, he drags it down. Charging it off the right, great effort. Picked up on the half volley, would have been a sensational catch had he taken it.
Yeah, well, Eddie Steele out there, we haven't seen a lot of him in the game, but he made a wholehearted effort to catch that. Another foot closer, he would have got it. It was a good effort. Looks like an athlete out there, just couldn't quite get his hands there in time. It was a pretty good effort. And another run for Sydney.
It's a better length, that one.
Hongdok's come out here and hit the ball well from the word go. 9 off 5. Hasn't faced a dot ball. He looks like he's got the game under control at the moment for his club. Just got to make sure he gets the right support at the other end. Ben Manenti, 1 off 2. 25 off 20 required.
Get another run. Easy run to mid-off. They're going to have to stop those. They're going to have to string some dot balls together somehow.
Oh, another wicket too, Pickles. That's probably what they've got to try and find here. And Beattie's done okay since that terrible first delivery. Just the 4 singles, but they need a wicket, Uni.
And more runs this time on the leg side. They're going to come back for 2. The throw's a good one. Did he pick him up? He did. Well, you called him an athlete. Described it. That was a great work. Came in, picked it up clean. The throw was right on the money. Keeper didn't have to move. The gloves were right on the stumps. Need another wicket and they've got one.
Oh, Eddie Steele, he did a great job out there. We saw him go for that catch earlier in the over. And he, from the moment that ball was hit out to him, he charged at it full bore. Let's have another look at it. McClintock, he thought he just hit it not as hard as he needed to. Made sure he tried to get back for the second, but the throw was a beauty, and I can't see on the replay, but I think he's pretty well short. Good keeping there by Daniel Kerber to finish off the run out, and suddenly they've lost 3 for 13, and it's 23 off the last 3. So well done to Uni, they're hanging in there. And there's another look at it, and he looks pretty well short there. So 5 for 140, 17 overs completed. Another new batsman comes out, and it's young Alex Glendenning, who we saw with the ball do a good job in the last over. He's only faced 8 balls in the tournament. He got 10 in the first game. So he comes out at a pressure time. He's going to be off strike, and we're going to see Jarwal bowl his 4th and final over. So 23 to win, 18 balls to go, and 5 wickets in hand. We're in for a ripper finish.
The Jarwal, He's bowled a good over, but it's also it copped some tap as well.
3 overs for 21 so far. He's done a pretty good job.
That one is right down the throat of the fielder out there. Might be Basisto. And wickets are falling in rapid succession. Exactly what Sydney don't need in this run chase.
Well, a bit of panic there from Ben Menenti, and the catch well taken down in the deep. So they've lost 4 for 13 here in the space of 13 deliveries, and Adelaide Uni now suddenly can smell victory. As Jarwal, we said on the replay, he just didn't get that at all, and it was well taken. 2 or 3 metres inside the boundary. Menenti cursing himself, he just didn't get enough bat on that. Went for the big glory shot over deep mid-wicket to the short side of the ground, and he's on his way. So 2 for 127 Sydney were after 15 overs. They're now 6 for 140 at 17.1. And I would say now Adelaide Uni are slightly in front.
Yeah, they need the runner to get the drinks out there and tell them, look, a runner ball is going to be okay. When you do it in 6s and 4s, but as this lower order keeps coming out, they don't bat like the top order.
Nick Gover's the new batsman. He's going to be off strike as the batsman cross. So Alex Glendenning is going to face. So neither batsman's faced the ball yet. So the pressure's on in this final. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, whatever you're watching it on.
Nick Govers hasn't faced the ball in the tournament, hasn't played. This is his first game, so he couldn't come in under any more pressure if he tried. Jarwal 1 for 21 off his 3.1 crucial wicket. Gets on through to the keeper. It's a turn good over. Full punch down the ground by Govers. He gets himself 1. 20 from 16 the equation.
Glendenning on strike. That was to the cross with the catch, so it's going to be Govers on strike now, right-hander.
Take all that back.
That's all right. It's pressure T20. It's getting to the players a little bit as well. I think Sydney just about had this wrapped up, and that's a bit better batting there. They should get just a single though. I'll tell you what, Will Basisto's covering a bit of ground. He was on the other side of the ground for that other catch that was brilliantly held. Now he's on that the western side, so he's covering plenty of ground and kept that to a single.
So both new players off the mark. Another run-out chance. This time he's got him as well. Well, back-to-back run-outs. They are fielding sensationally here, Uni. They did it earlier today, and they've done it again.
Well, Govers was a bit slow out of the blocks there, and a great bit of fielding by the captain, Ben Wakeem. He's kept his cool, not only as captain, but with his fielding. He's done a great job, and suddenly they've lost 5 for 16. Here's a look at it again, and the quick throw, and he had to go for the dive, but a good decision from the umpire, well short. Good keeping once again from Daniel Kerber. And suddenly now Adelaide Uni, well, it's theirs to lose from here with 21 required off just 13 balls.
Yeah, they've tightened the screws. They were gone for all money. Realistically, when Govins and also Moscow are in there and playing freely.
And what a good last over this has been from Jarwal. He's picked up the wicket of Menenti. He's only conceded a couple of runs. He's had a run out, well supported in the field by Ben Wakeem. And now this is, Uni's match to lose, as the new man is Harry Menenti. And hasn't had a lot of time at the crease in this tournament. Hasn't been needed really. So he's got a job to do here to get his side over the line. 21 runs required, 13 balls to go.
He dabs that one around the corner. Can't beat the man inside the circle. Gets 1. 20 off 12. So this last 2 overs coming up, and with 20 to go, Glendenning and also Menenti, they know the equation. It'll be the way, how they're going to play it. Are they going to go big in one over? They're going to try to be there for the last over, both of them, or does one of them say, look, I'm going to go big and I'm going to go now?
Another look at that run out from another angle with the hospital in the background. The stumps flashing in the darkness here. Getting a little bit dark here. And what a good finish this will be. Beatty's going to bowl the 19th and what will be his last over. There's a few of the Saka luminaries there. Wayne Phillips, Tim Nielsen to your left there. Just watching the final overs of this game. And what a great final it's been. We saw a cracker last year when Carlton beat Uni of Queensland, and again this Fox Cricket National Premier T20 Championship. And we're going to have a finish. 20 to win, 12 balls to go. Adelaide Uni, probably favourites, probably 65-35. Let's see what Beatty can deliver in the 19th.
That one's full. He's turned around the corner for one. He's dragged a few down, has Beatty. So his length is going to be real important in this over.
Well, no boundaries and they win, Adelaide Uni. They've just got to find a way to just protect the boundaries. There's the short side here. Glendenning's going to be hitting to it. And look, I haven't seen him play, but it'll be interesting to see whether he can find a way to get his team over the line. An early boundary in this over would be handy. He does have a first grade 50 this season in club cricket way back in October, so he can hold a bat.
It's full well bowled, Beatty. He does pick up his own bowling. Dot ball at this time of the match is crucial. Was crunched back, got a fair piece of it.
Good chance they would have got two there if it got past him with both long off and long on a fraction wide. So not only a great result being a dot, but probably saved at least two.
He certainly fixed up his length. That one's full. It's gone high. Well, it's gone flat. He looked high. He thought he got a piece. He was looking airborne. The ball went straight along the ground. I was blindsided. Whiteman did the fielding out there.
Well, we've got a big thing in the way here, Pickles. I'll give you that. The thing in the box
Yes.
here does block a bit of the field. But 18 off 9 required now. So 2 a ball.
They've got to get it to the last over somehow.
They need a boundary in this over at least.
Can they take the one to the man inside the circle on the offside?
Oh, another good ball, good length. You can defend that. That was full right on the crease.
Yep.
Right on the popping crease with the 2 men up. And then he just didn't quite get enough wood on it to get more than just the single. So Uni, they can smell victory here in this second final of this competition. Oi!
That one's a big one. Swung over to the Karen Rolton stand, hits the roof, and game back on.
Well, we're just saying what a good job Beatty was doing, and then he just dropped it back a length, and that has been hit beautifully by young Alex Glendenning. He has smashed that, and suddenly we're back to line ball. 11 required off 7. I said they needed to get a boundary. Well, they've got a boundary all right, and if we have another look at it again, it was just in his hitting zone. He hit it beautifully, and that's gone every bit of 6 over the stand. Beatty, he's got to find something here, a big last ball. If it's another boundary, all they'll need off the last over is pretty much a run of ball. If he can bowl a dot or get a wicket, they need 11 off the last.
That one goes through to the keeper, Kerber, underarmed. They're going to steal the one. Well, it was an awkward sort of a one. They both stood in the middle of the wicket for a while, looked at each other not knowing who was going to be out if it hit. Then they decided to go.
Well, Glendenning just wandered out of his crease, and Daniel Kerber's had a tremendous game with the gloves, and he just had under this sort of pressure, a relatively easy underarm throw was required, missed, and then they get the buzzer. So 10 runs required. We'll have another look at it again. The pad well stopped, and then it was actually to his non-preferred hand, I reckon. He looks like he's a right-handed keeper to me, Kerber, and the left-handed underarm went well wide. They got a bye. And suddenly we're in super over territory with 10 needed. 753 is the current score. And it's going to be a big last over. We thought it might be a tight finish, and it certainly has turned out to be the case.
Trying to see who this is coming in to bowl the last. More than happy for you to... Can't get a gauge on
I'm just
that.
waiting for him to turn around,
Yes,
to be honest with you.
I think he's going to be bowling his first over for the match.
Yeah, it's going to be young Cooper Luke. And he got 3 for 8 yesterday against Fremantle. What a moment for him in his cricket to come in and bowl the last over of a game, his only over of the match. 10 runs to win, 3 wickets in hand. He's going to bowl to Alex Glendenning, who's just hit a 6. Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot, can't get over the top of Jarwell, takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too, brilliantly judged by Jarwell. He saw that right off the bat, made good judgment to get out of the circle, and he took a couple of paces back. And is that the catch that will win the match for Adelaide University? Cooper Luke, what a performance. First ball picks up a wicket, and now 10 runs are required, 5 balls to go. And it was only a matter of inches, and that was going for 4. But if you look at Jarwell there, he's leapt high. He ran back from the circle a couple of yards, and, well, the 8th wicket falls.
Yeah, Glendenning got into a similar position than he was when he thundered that 6. Low, not down underneath it. Set the cross in front of his stumps, but couldn't get it. Went into the hands of Jarwell, as Laurie said, did very well to get back outside the circle, take the catch, jumping high over his head. Ben Mitchell comes in to join.
Yeah, and they didn't cross either. I would have thought it might have been enough time for big Harry Manetti to get down the other end. So Mitchell coming in at number 10. We'll see what he's got to offer with the willow, but he's just got to get bat on ball here. And he's hasn't had a lot of time at the crease in this tournament. 4 off 2. Well, they take 4 off 2 here at the moment. Got it in the first game. So the pressure's on. 10 to win, 9 for a super over. 5 balls to go, just the 2 wickets in hand. So they're starting to run out of wickets now. And Ben McKean changing the field, looking to help his young bowler Cooper Luke, who's entrusted with this final over.
It's wide outside off stump. Mitchell goes up and over, but he can't do anything other than hit it out to Brazel that's out there.
Well, a good outcome, just the single, suddenly 9 off 4, and that is, well within reach. These next 2 deliveries are going to pretty much decide the outcome of the game. I think if they can keep them to singles and dots and get it down to 6 or 7 off the last 2, you'd nearly think they can get home. But what a great finish we're in for. It's been a great couple of days of cricket, and we enjoyed the coverage. I hope you have of this game. And it's been a tremendous tournament once again this year. A wonderful finish last year, and we're going to see a similar tight run line here in the second year of this tournament. Ben McKean, some last minute instructions to his young bowler Cooper Luke. 9 to win, 4 balls to go, 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard, gets a good piece of it, backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script. 6 from Manenti.
Well, Harry Manenti, what a moment for him. That was a magnificent strike of the ball over the wide long on boundary. And by gee, Adelaide Uni have done everything. They've tried their heart. They're out of the game 5 overs ago. And suddenly, Harry Manenti, is that the shot that will win the game? This match is to and fro in the last 4 or 5 overs. So suddenly, 3 runs, 3 balls. What's going to happen next?
It's seesawed every way it possibly could. It's got on now in favour of the Sydney cricket side. Cooper Luke. Come to Manenti. That one is gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from another comeback. And they've got the win. Back-to-back 6s in the last over from Harry Manenti, and the Sydney cricket side have got the win.
What a finish. Harry Manenti, 15 off 15 balls as they get over the line with 2 balls to spare, and the players rush out and they're delighted for the team to get up in that circumstance. They had the game in control with 5 overs to go. just lost their nerve in the run chase, and they've won the game by 2 wickets with 2 balls to spare. A magnificent finish to the Fox Cricket and National Premier T20 Championships once again. We saw a classic finish last year. Here's the final shot. It was full, it was straight, but Harry Menenti got a lot of that, and it went well over the boundary. What a reaction, what a victory for Sydney Cricket Club, and they'd be delighted with the outcome there. Daniel Smith, their captain, and all the players rushing in, and what a great performance by Adelaide Uni. They were unbeaten also in this tournament heading into the final, and they'd be bitterly disappointed. They got back into the game with 5 or 6 quick wickets towards the end, but unfortunately for them, the power of Harry Menenti was too good, and congratulations to Sydney for getting up in another tremendous final of this competition.
Yeah, just about had everything that the game. Super 100 from Zisto early in the match, 105 from 67. He guided his side to 162. It was the first time that the Sydney cricket side had chased in the tournament. We didn't know how they were going to go about it. They're just about up with the level for about half the innings. Then it fell away, as I said. They lost a batch of wickets. They came back. Adelaide came back. And then the eventual outcome, last over a couple of sixes. It was an outstanding game of cricket, outstanding finish. Hope you've enjoyed the vision.
Yeah, it's been a ripper game. Thanks to you, Adrian Pickles, for your commentary and support throughout the day. Thanks to our production team. There's the Adelaide Uni boys. They'd be pretty shattered, but the winners are grinners. And well done to Sydney Cricket Club. The scores once again: Adelaide University 5 for 162, Will Basisto 105 not out off 67 deliveries, and in the end Sydney getting across the line 8 wickets down off 19.4 overs, and it was Harry Menenti who was the hero in the end, hitting the last 2 balls of the game for 6 to finish with 15 off 5 balls. Carlton won it last year, Sydney won it this year. Thanks for joining us on the coverage. Well done to Sydney. Good night from Karen Rolton Oval here in Adelaide. Win, 4 balls to go, 2 wickets in hand. Menenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard, gets a good piece of it, backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't
9 to win, 4 balls to go, 2 wickets in hand. Menenti on strike. 9 to win, 4 balls. 9 to win, 4 balls to go.
Comes in to Menenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback! It's a comeback from the comeback. Comes in to Menenti.
Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... 9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback.
Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... 9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win. 4 balls to go. 2 wickets in hand. Manenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard. Gets a good piece of it. Backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback. Comes in to Manenti. That one he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a comeback.
Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too. Brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot. Can't get over the top of Jarwell. Takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too, brilliantly judged by... Here we go.
He steps across, plays a similar shot, can't get over the top of Jarwell, takes the catch. What a start for Cooper Luke.
What a good catch too, brilliantly judged by to win. 4 balls to go, 2 wickets in hand, Menenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard, gets a good piece of it, backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win, 4 balls to go, 2 wickets in hand, Menenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard, gets a good piece of it, backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win, 4 balls to go, 2 wickets in hand, Menenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard, gets a good piece of it, backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script.
9 to win, 4 balls to go, 2 wickets in hand, Menenti on strike.
He swings and he swings hard, gets a good piece of it, backing back, but it's gone too far. Well, that wasn't in the script. Comes in to Menenti. That one, he's gone again. He's got the same piece of it. 6. It's a 6 to win the game. But what a comeback. It's a comeback from a...
Player of
Comes
the
in to
final
Menenti.
from the University Cricket Club, 105 off 67 balls faced of a game in goal. The real business.